with student protesters in Hong Kong refusing to stand down following threats that police will now use more resolute action against them. It's time for the Obama administration to take a tougher line over the standoff, says U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown.
Our agreements with China, our clashes with China, our engagement with China.
Brown, who heads the Congressional Executive Commission on China, says he agrees with former Hong Kong Governor Chris Patten that Beijing has put in place a democracy like Iran's, where you can vote, but the leadership decides whom you can vote for.
That's not democracy. The people of Hong Kong shouldn't have to wait any longer.
The State Department has called for restraint and dialogue in Hong Kong. Brown says the United States has mistakenly tried to manage China's rise, hoping that its compliance with the rules would follow.
Blocking and censoring U.S. websites while Chinese tech companies raise billions on our capital markets should no longer be acceptable. Talking about having dialogue on human rights without releasing political prisoners, without shutting down the labor camps, without protecting workers, without respecting the rights of minorities, ethnic minorities shouldn't be tolerated.
Brown believes Saturday's elections in Taiwan were affected by the Hong Kong protests, as Taiwan's ruling pro-China party lost ground.
It was almost certainly a vote against closer engagement with China by the Taiwanese government, Taiwanese people.
The senators' call for greater U.S. support for Hong Kong protesters comes as some of their original leaders urge them to go home to avoid further violence.
A government that uses police batons to maintain its authority is a government that is beyond reason. For the sake of the occupiers' safety, for the sake of our original intention of love and peace, as we prepare to surrender, we freely urge the students to retreat.
But leaving now, say the students, risks giving up on real change.
If we leave now, we cannot get anything, and we cannot ask for real election and in the future. So if we leave now, we cannot do anything anymore.
That's a commitment that Senator Brown says deserves Washington's support and a change of approach to Beijing. Scott Stearns, VOA News at the State Department.